Taiwan pursued a secret nuclear weapons program from the 1960s to the late 1980s, driven by fears of Chinese aggression following China's first nuclear test in 1964. The program aimed to develop a deterrent using civilian nuclear energy as a cover and involved acquiring uranium and conducting high-explosive tests. In January 1988, Colonel Chang Hsien-yi, Deputy Director at Taiwan's Institute of Nuclear Energy Research, defected to the US, providing critical intelligence. His actions, motivated by concerns over nuclear dangers, gave the US evidence to pressure Taiwan, leading to the program's shutdown under President Ronald Reagan's insistence. This incident prevented another nuclear power, potentially averting regional instability. It's comparable to South Africa's voluntary disarmament in 1993 and Libya's 2003 abandonment, highlighting international diplomacy's role. However, controversy persists over whether Taiwan's lack of nuclear weapons affects its defense against China. Taiwan's nuclear ambitions began in the 1950s, initially under the guise of peaceful energy development with US assistance, as outlined in the 1955 Agreement for Atomic Energy Cooperation. However, following China's first nuclear test in 1964, Taiwan escalated its efforts, launching a covert weapons program. By the 1980s, the program was advanced, with reports indicating they had acquired 100 tons of uranium from South Africa and were conducting high-explosive tests to simulate nuclear detonations. A study concluded that by 1987, Taiwan was 1 or 2 years away from completing a nuclear bomb, with plans to fit warheads to the Skyhorse missile and modify fighter jets for nuclear strikes. The program's secrecy was maintained through civilian projects, but the US, committed to non-proliferation under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which Taiwan ratified in 1970, was vigilant. Inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency in the 1970s revealed attempts to produce weapons-grade plutonium, leading to US pressure, including dismantling a plutonium separation facility in 1976. Colonel Chang Hsien-yi, born in 1943 in Haikou, China, and later moving to Taiwan, was a leading figure in the INR. Educated at National Tsinghua University and with advanced training in the US, including at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, he rose to deputy director by the 1980s. Recruited by the CIA in the early 1980s, Chang met his case officer, Mark, in Taipei safe houses, passing intelligence on the program's progress. The Chernobyl disaster in 1986 solidified his conviction against nuclear weapons, leading to his defection in January 1988 with his family, exfiltrated to the US. Chang brought top-secret documents, revealing Taiwan's near-completion status estimated at 1 to 2 years from a deliverable weapon. Record of an interview with Chang Hsien-yi, published later, reignited debates in Taiwan, with some viewing him as a traitor and others as a savior. Settling in Idaho, he became a Christian and worked part-time in nuclear safety, enjoying golf, reflecting a quiet life post-defection. Armed with Chang's intelligence, President Ronald Reagan, in office during this period, insisted Taiwan shut down the program, leveraging the US-Taiwan relationship. Taiwan, under President Chiang Ching-kuo, who was dying in 1988, complied, ending the program. The US dismantled the plutonium plant, removed heavy water, and ensured irradiated fuel was managed, aligning with non-proliferation goals. This action prevented a potential nuclear arms race in East Asia, a significant diplomatic achievement. Taiwan's case mirrors other instances of nuclear program abandonment. South Africa dismantled its 6 nuclear weapons in 1993 during its democratic transition, a voluntary move to align with global norms. Libya, under Muammar Gaddafi, abandoned its program in 2003 after US-UK negotiations exchanging normalization for disarmament. Ukraine, inheriting Soviet nuclear weapons, denuclearized in 1994 under the Budapest Memorandum for Security Guarantees. This decision has been later debated amid Russia's 2014 invasion. These comparisons highlight international diplomacy's role, but Taiwan's case is unique due to Chang's individual action, contrasting with state-led decisions. The controversy lies in whether Taiwan's lack of nuclear weapons weakens its defense against China, with some arguing precision weapons from the United States suffice, while others see it as a missed deterrent. Key quotes enrich the narrative. Ronald Reagan, in his 1985 inaugural address, stated, "We seek the total elimination one day of nuclear weapons from the face of the earth, reflecting US policy." Chang told CNN in a 2025 interview, "I did what I thought was right for the world and for my country, justifying his defection." Henry Kissinger, in a 2009 Newsweek article, noted, "The control of nuclear weapons is the most crucial issue of our time, emphasizing non-proliferation's importance." Experts like Alexander Huang from Tamkang University criticized Chang as a traitor, while Su Tzu-yun from the Institute for National Defense and Security Research argued Taiwan's defense remained robust without nukes given US support. Jimmy Carter, active in nuclear disarmament, supported such interventions, aligning with the Nuclear Threat Initiative's goals. The program's cost is estimated at hundreds of millions, with hundreds of scientists involved, though exact figures are unclear. Taiwan acquired 100 tons of uranium from South Africa between 1973 and 1974, with additional contracts for 4,000 tons in 1980, though delivery remains unknown. Plans included fitting warheads to the Skyhorse missile, which had a range of 1,000 kilometers, and modifying indigenous defense fighters. However, these plans were halted by 1982 due to US pressure. During the Cold War, US nuclear weapons were deployed on Taiwan, but were removed by 1974 under Nixon's 1972 order, and they were stored at Tainan Air Force Base. High-explosive tests at Jiupeng Base, detected in 1986 by US satellite imagery, simulated nuclear detonations and were crucial for warhead development. To lighten the tone, imagine if Taiwan had succeeded. Would their first bomb be called the Great Dragon, sparking a mutually assured destruction scenario with China? Or perhaps Colonel Chang would be seen as the nuclear world's Edward Snowden, deserving a Hollywood movie. The US deploying nukes on Taiwan during the Cold War is like having a doomsday device in your backyard. Comforting or terrifying? As of March 9, 2025, Taiwan adheres to NPT provisions with no evidence of nuclear weapons and is focusing on renewable energy, aiming for a 20% target by 2025, according to the World Nuclear Association. The incident underscores the role of intelligence and diplomacy, which remains relevant amid North Korea and Iran's programs.